Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Trumpet's Call. I'm Maria. I just need to talk. So I guess I could call this a Sista chat. I just need to talk. So you are my family. So I will talk to you. My heart is broken. My youngest sister died today. She was 39 years old. And I know that you all may or may not remember me saying that the Most High had been giving us all warnings through some of the things that I had brought forth and through others on other channels, that there was going to be widespread loss and that it would touch us, it would touch our families. And so this is very personal for me. But I need to talk as I think about her life. I just need to talk. I need to remember. She struggled with substance abuse most of her life. She found drugs, or I should say drugs found her early in her life. She used it as a balm to ease the pain, as an anesthetic for all of the inadequacies she felt within herself, all the ways in which she felt she didn't quite fit in, and all the ways in which she felt that the world was too much for her to handle. There are some people who, honestly, brothers and sisters, they just can't handle this horrible world. So some of them turn to things to dull the pain. And we may have our judgments about people who are drug addicts and people who turn to alcohol and things of that nature. But life is hard. And depending on your composition, you're going to feel that differently depending on who you are. Some people are like cotton candy in the rain. Life rains on them and they melt. They don't know how to cope. They don't know how to handle it. Some of us are like pieces of candy in the rain, meaning the rain still has an effect, but it takes a longer period of time before it really begins to wear us down. So I think about us as Hebrews in this world, in the Americas and in Europe, in Canada, and all the other places to which we've been scattered. And I think about how many of our people were like candy canes in the rain, or like marshmallows in the rain. And life was just rained down hard upon them, and they couldn't handle it. So they turned to substances, turned to crime, turned to women, men, and other unwholesome and unholy activities to try to dull the pain. I make no excuses for sin. Sin is sin. I make no excuses for sin or for transgressing the Most High's commandment. I make no excuses. I'm merely saying that there are some of our people who couldn't handle this world. They couldn't handle being born in a world that from the day they were born and until they leave it tells them that they're worthless, that they don't measure up, that they don't meet the standard that the world has established for beauty, for brains, for brawn, for athleticism, or anything that's of value. They're being told every day, in no uncertain terms, we don't want you. You don't fit here. Don't believe me? Watch some television shows from the 50s. And if you can find a black person in those shows, a Hebrew person, I will be shocked. For the longest time, this world has existed as if it wanted to erase people of color, the Most High's people. They want us gone. They don't want us here. How do you cope with that? You're an impressionable young girl. You grow up. You just want to fit in. And you're being told every day through television, print media, newspapers, and all the like, that you don't quite fit and you're not quite wanted. How do you cope with that? It's difficult for sure. It's difficult. And it was difficult for my sister. She was the baby of the family. And she struggled her whole life to feel that she fit and wondered where she fit. She had a kind heart. She had a very kind heart. But she just couldn't quite overcome. And she was overcome. So, as I speak to you today, on this very, very sad day for me and my family, I say, may we in our minds and in our hearts have compassion upon the people in our world who just can't cope with this life. We may see them on the street corner with a bottle in their hands, or surrounded by needles, or in prison cells, and they're doing whatever they know to do in order to cope. Is it the right thing? No, it's not the right thing. But may we have compassion on them, because that person belongs to somebody. That's someone's son. That person is someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's brother, someone's uncle, auntie. Someone loves that person as my mother loved her daughter. Let's have compassion on one another and for one another. Some of us may not get it right, but I pray with everything that's within me right now that the Most High would have mercy upon those people who, for some reason, this world just beat them down and they couldn't ever quite get on their feet. Since being brought over here, those who may be the remnants in the Atlantic, those who may have their bones strewn in slave graveyards, those whose ruachs, their spirits, still hang from trees, those who just couldn't cope and took their own lives. May the Most High grant grace and favor to those who, for whatever reason, just could not handle this wicked world. They just couldn't do it. May He grant them the grace to partake in the resurrection and to be taught. May He grant them the grace to not face an eternal punishment for being born in a wicked world that they could not cope with. May He have mercy upon their souls. We as a people, we have been through so much. We have hurt for such a long time. And we're all holding our breaths, waiting for the pain to stop, waiting for the brutalizing to stop, waiting for the shootings to stop, waiting to be gathered, waiting for life to change for us. We're waiting. And while we're waiting, some of us are being lost. Some of us just can't cope. It's just too much. It's just too hard. I'm asking Abba to have mercy upon those ones. Have mercy. Have mercy. I just needed to talk, brothers and sisters. I thank you for hearing me, and I thank you for understanding the pain that our family's going through right now, and the pain that countless families around the world are enduring from the loss that's been happening in the world, from sicknesses and illnesses, and from drug addiction, from accidents. Whatever the cause, pain is pain. So, I thank you for hearing me, and I pray that you would have a more open perspective, as I do now, when it comes to those whom the world wants to throw away. There are those people whom the world looks at and they see them as worthless. They want to throw them away. To them, to the world, they have no value. But to the Most High, they're most precious. So I thank you for hearing me. And I guess I'll let you go now. Shalom and shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom and shalom.